Hi everyone, welcome to the DailyM. The other day I was reminiscing about Bikram in my teacher training. I graduated in 2001. Oh my gosh, that's going to be what, 17, 18 years now. Amazing. And you know, those of you that have done the Bikram yoga training, it has such an impact on you, that shock factor, that you remember so much about it. But we were talking about integrity the other day, and I don't know why this came to mind. In the teacher training, there was an anatomy course. It wasn't very hard, but I remember there was like 40, 50 people that cheated on their test. Remember Bikram, Rajashri, the next day came in, found out that all these people cheated, and came up to the front of the room, and she was just so disheartened and just didn't understand why people felt the need that they had to cheat. So she's talking for, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And then one by one, each of the students that cheated came up to where she was standing with the microphone and apologized and said, "I'm sorry." So then by the end of this, I don't know, hour or so that we were sitting after class, so many people came up and apologized and didn't mean to cheat, and they confessed and take the test again. So what was interesting though is that everybody was scared to death about what Bikram was going to do, thinking that everyone was going to have the hardest class ever at 5 o'clock that night. So he did teach, and he didn't mention it. The next day he didn't mention it. The day after that he didn't mention it. It wasn't until the following week, I remember this, he started talking about something that was going on in pop culture. There was a scenario, a drama going on, and he felt sad that this celebrity or whatever was going on was being made fun of, you know, and then he was feeling sorry about our culture and some of the things that we do, right, that, you know, is so petty. And everyone was agreeing and laughing and going, yeah, isn't it ridiculous sometimes the way that we are in this country? And then that's when he said, yeah, just like all of you feeling the need to cheat. How sad is that? So we brought it up in that fashion, you know, and it made you wasn't mad, but it made you personally reflect on the things that you do that hurt yourself. I don't know, I found that to be such a profound and beautiful moment. There was another moment too, in one of the classes that he taught, and I remember I was super tired. It probably was my 6th or 7th week into it. Here we are in Savasana. I was in La Cienega. I was in a room that was 10,000 square feet. You lived in that room for lecture, you lived in that room for classes, and the only time you got out was when you went out into the parking lot and recited dialogue out there and then came back right in the room. And during one of the Savasanas, I remember just Bikram holding the space for everybody, about 300 of us, saying, "You never looked more beautiful than you do right now." And I just remember that feeling too, about, reminded me what I was doing, why I was doing what I was doing. And I was really doing something that really brought out the beauty of who I am from the inside, and he saw that. Another one that's really interesting too is there used to be what's called Judges Clinic, and after the yoga competition, the day after, a bunch of judges would get together with Bikram and talk about the competition. This particular Judges Clinics, there was only 30 of us, and I remember Jason Wynn was there. And somebody was talking about the struggles that they had at the studio, in particular with a student that was a rebel, that wasn't very nice to the teachers, that talked back in class, and you could tell that she was kind of giving a vibe that she wanted to kick the student out. And I just remember Bikram saying, listening to her, saying, nope, you need to turn the other cheek and really do your best to make sure that that person stays and does the yoga, because she's the one who needs it. So anyway, I thought this was helpful, pretty interesting stuff and profound things, what we're doing as students and as teachers. Thanks for listening.